Alex Palou's legendary season rolls on as he eyes an historic three-peat and looks to move one step closer to the single-season wins record in Portland. Sunday at 3 Eastern on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
The official INDYCAR app, powered by NTT Data, puts the pulse-pounding action of INDYCAR right at your fingertips. Never miss a lap with the latest news, highlights, and live race coverage. Track every move with real-time leaderboards, interactive maps, onboard cameras, and driver radio. Your all-access pass to every race, every moment, every day. Download the official INDYCAR app now.
Well, welcome to the bitnile.com Grand Prix of Portland, the final road race of our 2025 NTT INDYCAR Series season. But before you can race, first, you must qualify. And it begins here and now with all eyes on this man as he steps imperiously towards what is looking to be an inevitable fourth championship. Alex Palou, can he do it here this weekend? Josef Newgarden will have a tough job ahead of him. An engine change means he has a sixth-place grid penalty in his pocket before qualifying even begins. But as always, this is how qualifying will shake out. Two groups determined by final practice times will shake out. The top 6 from each group will form the top 12, who will fight it out for the honor of competing in the Firestone Fast Six for pole position. Qualifying Group 1 begins. Alex Palou, your championship leader, amongst their number. So too Will Power, Renus VK, Louis Foster, who has run so well on road courses this year in his rookie season. Nolan Siegel, Alexander Rossi, David Malukas running a different livery this weekend, the Gallagher livery, which we last saw on the car of Scott McLaughlin. Scott McLaughlin himself is in this group with Marcus Armstrong, Kiffin Simpson, Robert Schwartzman, Santino Ferrucci, and Stingray Robb.
Good to see two of the Penske's there, McLaughlin and Power, second and third. They were a little bit quiet in practice for McLaughlin. Power had a decent run there.
Oh, spin for Stingray Robb.
It's out of turn 6, I believe. That long left-hander where you're always flirting with the right side of the car at corner exit.
It's so easy to do. Just you drop that right rear as you're trying to feed the power on. It's still a little bit of a turn on the exit there. You're sort of following the radius of the corner.
Oh, he's way off.
Push right off.
There's an exit curb there, but it runs out way early and just leaves you with a white line and the border to the dirt. Watch on board here. Watch this exit curb, Will.
Yeah, it just goes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely ends earlier than he wanted to. He got on there and almost just picked up the understeer. Nice little 360, nice and tidy.
David Malukas, I'm hearing, is being given a drive-through penalty for short cutting.
So there's turn 1. Just decides to skip the curb here in turn 2. And there's a protocol that you're supposed to follow. If you go on the inside of that curb, he did not do it. Using these barriers, you kind of have to chicane your way through it.
Well, he would have to
cut in halfway through,
which you can do. They do have it sort of set up that you can do that.
Have to make a hard left after missing that second apex to catch up.
But it's a good reminder, if that happens in the race, that is what you have to do. It's good practice, honestly, to get that done, because now that drive-through is going to throw off the rhythm of the 4-car as everybody now switching on to the softs to make their run, their claim for a spot in Q2.
As we follow Alex Palou now for what will be his first push lap, using up all of the hybrid juice, coming to the fast sweepers at the end of the circuit, hanging it out and pushing hard for the first time. Palou on the soft tires, what's he got?
Brilliant exit there out of turn 12, right up at the seam between racetrack and dirt, and then racetrack and concrete wall at the exit. Deep on the brakes right here. He'll chew up all of that first apex. And now into this triple apex right-hander, turns 4 and 5.
Just see the car rotating so nicely through that first apex. You're just sort of maintenance throttle through the middle, back down a little bit on the brakes for 5, and then through the long turn 6. Don't overdo the exit. Back hard on the brakes, tight. Slowest corner on the racetrack. Turn the second slowest corner on the racetrack in 7.
Got Rinus VeeKay up ahead. That's suboptimal for this next flying lap if he gets too close, but VeeKay's been pretty quick as well. What does Palou do?
Well, will it give him a little tow? Coming down the straight to the top, and a 58.1, the fastest lap we've seen so far this weekend from Alex Palou. That now the target team for everyone else.
And that already eclipses the pole time of Santino Ferrucci from last year, which was a 58.2, as Will Power jumps up to P2.
Power also improving. Can he take the fight to Alex Palou, who's backed off on this lap? We pick up Will Power now.
Oh, those rears seem fried already. Huge wheel spin. That'll cost Will Power as he looked to exit turn 2.
And you can tell, because he's in the top 6 on your pylon without that green barrier around, that means he is not on a faster lap.
Red flag.
And the red comes out.
Looks like Robert Schwartzman.
I can't get the reverse, man.
We saw Scott Dixon in the exact same situation in practice yesterday, also unable to initially get reverse. Carbon copy.
That's going to leave David Malukas in 11th unless they can get back out with a minute remaining. Will they give them one green lap?
We'll wait to see what race control determines. But for Schwartzman, that will mean back of the grid.
What's going on? I just arrived and lost. I don't know.
Having brought out the reds, he will lose his best laps, and indeed does drop right to the back of the pack. So the session will be extended in order to allow all the drivers who want it to head back out on track, put in a prep lap, and then go for a push.
The problem is that everybody's done their hard lap, presumably now on the soft tire, and might be thinking, I don't know that it's going to yield much. And this could turn to be a red tire, a soft tire race, in which case you want to keep your used softs as fresh as possible with the least amount of laps as possible for the race.
Power's done. Power and Palou are done. So 58.4 is the target to try and get ahead of Simpson and knock him down or out. 58.6 is your transfer time if you can get it. Malukas already up on the time of Santino Ferrucci. Louis Foster down.
There's Scott McLaughlin coming out of 7. This is to get the run going to start the lap. Here is now eyes on David Malukas. Through turns 1 and 2. He's up but not by much. Half a tenth in it right now. Trending the right direction as he goes through 4, then losing a little bit here through 5. Back up.
Gonna have to hang it out, and
he got a bunch there. He got a bunch there. That shows a second. No,
that can't be right. That can't be right. No, that can't be right.
Something getting squirrely there on the data.
Yeah, unless he's found.
And it's a new track record.
This is an unbelievable lap from David Malukas. My God. I'm not sure he's 8 seconds up.
He's on the nitrous.
But he is up. Not by 8 seconds, but a 58.4. Phenomenal lap from David Malukas. Foster up to 6. Deposes McLaughlin. So these last laps were critical. Simpson improves over Power.
Great lap from Simpson. Armstrong across the line. He moves up to 4th. Here comes Siegel. Outside looking in, unable to improve. Siegel will not transfer.
And finally, McLaughlin. McLaughlin up to 6th as VeeKay runs off track by the skin of his teeth.
Rossi's still coming here.
Whoa!
Rossi bumps McLaughlin.
Great effort.
Wow.
Should be good.
Should be good, was good. Just in time.
And one of the issues, guys, is Santino Ferrucci drove through. Yeah, he drove through VeeKay coming back on the racetrack. I wonder if that held him up at all and prevented him from getting that extra 2/10 he needed to transfer.
Well, what a thrilling final few moments in an extended qualifying session. Here's what happens to Rinus VeeKay.
I believe that's turn 5, and he just got a snap, corrected, slid wide, and then the snap didn't stop. I mean, talk about a tank slapper.
Well, these are the 6 drivers who progress. Alex Palou, Kiffin Simpson, Will Power, Marcus Armstrong, Alexander Rossi and David Malukas. Armstrong, Rossi and Malukas all making it through on that final lap. Last year's pole sitter Santino Ferrucci does not progress. Neither does Scott McLaughlin, bumped in the final moments of the session. Penalty. 2 drivers in this group have a 6th place penalty. This man, Josef Newgarden, and the number 7 of Christian Lundgaard. Newgarden, the first driver out on track, threw a bit of an elbow towards Pato O'Ward as they were leaving pit lane together. Really wanted to get out there on track. The team down there at Penske doing a brilliant job, taking all 3 crews to replace that engine in a 90-minute break between the end of practice and the start of qualifying to set the driver of the number 2 on his way, and we ride on board with him now.
Herd up ahead
has begun. This will be his first proper push lap. You see the hybrid being depleted down the start-finish straight, down the drag strip. Big braking zone coming up into turn 1. Gotta nail it.
And you're going to want that second lap for sure. The tire's not there. He wasn't even up until that last corner, which means through the 10-11 chicane at the end of the back straight, no gain. Now the tires are really just starting to come into their element, come into peak grip.
Watch him dig right here, and the Delta advantage grow, I think, through these medium speed corners. The question is, how good is that balance? We saw the understeer on the hard tire. Looked like a fair bit of understeer there, James, through the left-hander, and Colton bails out of it because of that.
Connor Daly, that car we were talking about, right in front of him now on the racetrack. But again, the tires weren't at their absolute peak. They'll be closer now, so Colton okay to back out of that lap. Actually quite wise to back out of that lap.
Tell you what, who's not backing out, Christian Rasmussen, almost 4 tenths, now over 4 tenths up on the time of Callum Ilott. 59.1 is the time to transfer.
But that doesn't put him anywhere near the time of Ericsson.
Half a second, I should say, puts him up to third. 58.593 for Rasmussen.
Dixon firing off, 120 to go, so he'll get 2 laps if he wants them.
Lundgaard has a 6th place penalty, but has been rapid all the way through this weekend. Rosenqvist is looking good. Half a second up already, and it's only now that he gets on to the back stretch. This looking like a phenomenal lap for Felix Rosenqvist. Could it get him up to the 58.3s if he can hold the pace and maintain it over the line? Felix Rosenqvist will improve and go second on a 58.4.
Wonder if he made the cutoff. He did for 1 more.
Whoa! Dev up to third. That's a nice lap.
That's impressive. Here comes Colton Herta. Looks to be good enough to bounce in for now.
Less than a minute. Look at all the green from P7 down to P14. Rahal up to 6th. O'Ward is improving. Dixon is improving. Lundgaard too.
In but not safe for almost everybody there from, I'd say, 4th down. As long as you start the lap before that clock runs out, you can finish it and it will count.
O'Ward
to the top.
O'Ward to the top and gets another chance.
A lot left to play out here as 4 cars still threatening. Dixon, Rasmussen, and Newgarden, those 3 now. Dixon across the line, just enough.
And look at the 2 McLarens in the top 6. They know that they're not safe either. They're pushing. Dixon's improving as well in the top 6. Rasmussen, it's going to be inches for him. Newgarden's up by a 10th as well.
Finish and pit for Rosenqvist was the call. He's in at the moment. There goes Dev across the line. He's sitting on the bubble on the outside looking in is this guy here, Josef Newgarden.
Let's sit with him. Lost a good 10.5 in negotiating turn 1 and 2.
He was very careful, though, not to spin up the rears like we saw his teammate Will Power do in the last round. Newgarden continued to gain now. Loses a little bit. I think he's going to be just good enough here to bump DiFrancesco.
Up a 10.5. It's what he lost in 1 corner as O'Ward improves to a 58.2 and Lundgaard improves to 3rd. All about Josef Newgarden now. The only driver on track improving. He's tracking to transfer and depose Dylan DiFrancesco out. Dixon improves to 3rd. Newgarden goes to 3rd. So it's O'Ward, Ericsson, Newgarden, Dixon, Lundgaard and Rosenqvist, the 6 who go through, and you can hear the relief from Josef Newgarden. The 6 drivers who advance from that group, O'Ward, Ericsson, Newgarden, Dixon, Lundgaard and Rosenqvist, complete the 12 who will fight it out for the honor of competing in the Firestone Fast Six. Quite incredibly, though, the fastest man from this morning's practice session, Colton Herter, is out. So too is teammate Carl Kirkwood. All three RLL cars are out, and we know how well they run on road courses. McLaughlin is out, but making it through after an engine change. Josef Newgarden, the relief evident in his voice as he crossed the line. But the two fastest drivers, Palou and O'Ward, your championship rivals.
And what's so impressive, guys, from a team standpoint, you've got Chip Ganassi Racing with all three cars, and then the two cars affiliated with them from a technical partnership side at MSR. All five engineering-related cars from Chip Ganassi Racing make it through to the top 12. Very impressive.
And I look at the top 12 in qualifying, and then I look at the championship points. Who's not in the top 12 in points that made the top 12 in qualifying? Kiffin Simpson, Marcus Ericsson, and Alexander Rossi, I believe, round out that group. So kudos to those three drivers for getting strong when it matters down the stretch here at the end of the season.
3 minutes on the clock, you can get 4 laps in. That's quite an incredible tally here. The lap time's around a 58 second. 58.1 for Palou in the first part of qualifying. 58.2 for Pato O'Ward. That's your target.
And yeah, because it's such a short lap, it makes sense the tires are lasting a little bit longer. You know, there's not as many corners, not as much mileage to put on them per lap. So 4, that'd be 1 prep and 3 push laps. Maybe a prep, push, prep, push. Couple different approaches you can take, but this guy right here, he is on a push for sure.
And we might not be getting a data read from Alex Palou, because I would expect to see him boxed in green right now. So this could be a very good lap from Alex Palou. I don't think he would register based on the issues we're having right now tracking Alex Palou's data, but we know Will Power is going quicker.
Palou, though, is coming down the back stretch. I can see that.
And Lucas behind him isn't boxed either. We'll see. He definitely quicker.
Yeah, there's that 58.4.
But Newgarden tracking to beat his own personal best time, as is Will Power. Power to P2, Newgarden P3. So Ward, Malukas and Lundgaard the 6 as it stands. Look at the time of Ericsson, though, 1.5 tenths up from P12.
Look very good from Josef Newgarden in turns 1 and 2. Little bit of oversteer there through turn 4. Little oversteer at the exit of 5. Got to be careful that oversteer right here. A little wide of the apex. I thought I heard maybe a right front lock up a bit. You didn't see smoke, but I could almost hear a little bit of a whirl.
What does Newgarden have over the line, looking to fight with the 58.4 of Alex Palou?
And he'll have
it's a 58.6 for Newgarden, but it's a 58.3 for Palou. Palou improves at the top as Malukas now goes second. Ericsson jumps up to 5th. Power improves to 2nd. And it is all green from 7th down to 12th as Dixon just slides back a little bit. O'Ward to the top, a 58.2.
That's encouraging for Pato O'Ward. Great lap.
Dixon is down. Half a second off. He will get one more run. 30 seconds left to play. Simpson's improving. Armstrong's improving. Lundgaard and Rosenqvist, they're all up. Rossi is down, but has one more bite of the cherry. Lundgaard 3 tenths up.
Ericsson sitting precariously there on the bubble. All green below.
This is going to be tight. 12 seconds. One more lap for Rosenqvist if he needs it. Goes to 5th. Lundgaard improving.
I mean, if Ericsson can match his time from Q2, he's laughing.
Josef Newgarden does not bump his way back in. I don't know if he was across the line in time for another lap.
I don't think he was. Armstrong was up, is not anymore. Rossi is improving. Rosenqvist is improving.
Hit this lap.
Newgarden will go no further. Ericsson is done. Armstrong improves, but only to 7th. It's all down to Alexander Rossi now. 1/10. Oh, and he's lost it. Lost that advantage.
He's coming back, though.
Oh, it's going to be close. It's so close. 200th, 100th, over the line for Rossi. Oh, it's 7th by the slimmest of margins.
Still a great run for Alexander Rossi to qualify there in 7th. Lundgaard now goes to P1.
Your P1.
McLaren looking strong until Rosenqvist comes.
Felix Rosenqvist to the top of 58.1. Lundgaard second. His teammate O'Ward is third. Then it's championship leader Palou. Will Power is fifth. And David Malukas is sixth. Rossi, Armstrong, Newgarden, Dixon, Ericsson and Simpson go no further. But what a top six we have. What a fight for pole. Welcome back to Portland. Here are your six drivers who will fight for pole, although we know already that one of them certainly will not take it. That driver, Christian Lundgaard, has a penalty in his pocket, so even if he finishes fastest, we'll start from a best of 7. So Rosenqvist, O'Ward, Palou, Power and Malukas, one of them will start the race tomorrow from the pole.
And guys, surprise, 2 Hondas but 4 Chevys in the top 6. That's impressive for Chevy.
6 drivers remain. You know what time it is.
Firestone Fast Six.
Rosenqvist, Lundgaard, O'Ward, Palou, Power and Malukas will fight it out for pole. Lundgaard has a 6th place penalty. The best he can start is 7th, so it will be one of the other 5 who starts with nobody ahead of them tomorrow. We've already seen how close it is, how easy it is to make a mistake when you are on the ragged edge and pushing to the limit around this track. 1.9 miles, 12 corners. One man on pole. Will it be this man, the championship leader, Alex Palou, who has looked so strong throughout this session? Rosenqvist surprised with that fast time at the end of the top 12. O'Ward has looked good. Power the most poles in series history. And what about the coming man, David Malukas? What has he got up his sleeve?
Just an out and in for the 10, the 5, the 60. Just get a little bit of heat in the brakes, maybe cool the engine down a little bit after sitting there heat soaking for the last few minutes in between these sessions. Meanwhile, the 4 and the 12 out on track, pushing on that first set of used softs. And then they'll come back in, bolt on their last set of stickers.
That's the temptation, is are you going to do 2 runs or just 1?
The 2 different philosophies here. You heard the call, finish and pit, under 5 minutes remaining.
Power sets our first time of 58.8, not shabby on a set of old softs. He pits, Malukas pits. That's the target time.
Malukas was an out and in as well, I apologize. Misspoke there, as now we see them run. Leaving time for 4 laps. This is when it gets really tense, guys.
On this outlap as a driver, you know, you're thinking about how to warm your tires, but you're also looking, it gives you a chance on these slower outlaps to really think about every little nook and cranny of this surface and where can I push it just a little bit more? Where can I ride a little bit more curb? Just try to shortcut the course a little bit. You know, what's the difference going to be? You're looking for hundredths and picking up 100th here, 100 there. Put it in your pocket in terms of knowledge for when you really fire off.
And even Palou is looking for that. Even the man who's been the best all the way through is still looking for those millimeter gains, those thousandths of a second.
And there's going to be things that he saw on the data in between Q2 and the Fast Six where he can improve, whether it was something he learned from Dixon, maybe from, you know, one of the MSR cars as he looks at that data. So as you're doing those pace laps or these prep laps, you're thinking, okay, in turn 7, I need to brake 4 feet later, or in turn 10, I can carry 2 miles an hour more minimum speed. You're trying to program that all into your brain for when you start that first flyer, because you have to be absolutely perfect in your execution.
Looks like Will Power is going to wait 1 more lap for the full push, although he appears to be on the high. Yeah, he's still warming his tires right now. His wife Liz, as always, anxiously watching, twisting water bottles most likely.
Can never discount Will Power, the most pole positions in IndyCar Series history. Nobody holds a candle to this man in terms of his outright 1-lap pace.
He has been on pole here before, back in 2018.
And that was the fastest lap ever turned in qualifying here.
There he goes.
Get a good exit, floor it. Here we go, riding on board with the greatest there has ever been in qualifying in IndyCar, Will Power. Let's see what this lap looks like. Oh, and Palou, Alex Palou, the series leader, is off. And we were talking earlier today about the rarity, the scarcity of mistakes that this man makes.
And that'll be a local yellow because Christian Lundgaard just went through that zone along with Felix Rosenqvist, I believe. Let's find out what happened.
He's back at the end of the circuit again.
Looks identical again to what we saw from Schwartzman, what we saw yesterday from Dixon, but even with a little more speed. But guys, this is crucial because with Lundgaard going through, that will have negated Lundgaard's lap, automatically deleted, and for causing a lap to be deleted for another car, for impeding another car, essentially, he will lose his fastest lap.
Loses the fastest lap, will have a flat spot on that front right tire. Alex Palou now very much on the back foot. And time running out in this session. Will Power has gone to the top of 58.642. That's our new target time as we sit on board with Pato O'Ward, Christian Lundgaard pushing as well.
Big opportunity for Pato O'Ward right now with Palou sitting down there in 6th with that issue and losing that lap. Rosenqvist.
But guys, there's only 20 seconds remaining in the session. These laps are going to count unless, like Malukas, you can get over that line in time. Malukas will have one more chance.
Look at the McLaren guys, both quicker right now. O'Ward and Lundgaard pushing.
Look, it's all zeros. There's nothing in between it. Lundgaard now finally getting into the 10s.
Oh, and Power. I mean, it was nip and tuck for him over the line as to whether he'd get another lap. He backed out over the line, though. That's Will Power done. So 58.6 is the target time. And Malukas is up. Rosenqvist, O'Ward, and Lundgaard are up as well. Palou, we're not sure. We'll have to wait and see what his lap times look like. He is still out on track as O'Ward goes to the top on a 58.5. Malukas is still quicker, or is he? Lundgaard is quicker. Lundgaard to the top and a provisional P1. Rosenqvist is down, but he improves to 3rd.
But with the Lundgaard engine penalty, this could put Pato O'Ward on pole for the start of the race.
And it will be. It will be pole for Pato O'Ward, but it's P1 for Christian Lundgaard. The penalty in his pocket, he has minimized the damage in the best way possible. As soon as that penalty came through, that was the objective, that was the goal. Take P1, and P1 is what he has done.
Oh, what a mix of emotion, though. You earn that pole position, but you know you don't get to start there. You'd almost rather qualify 2nd and start 8th than actually get pole and have to start 7th. But like you say, damage limitation, and that puts this guy here starting from the point at a day when his championship rival has a little falter.
So the NTT P1 award will go to Christian Lundgaard, but it's this man who will start from the pole. Pato O'Ward will start from precisely the place he needed to. And Palou makes an uncharacteristic mistake that will see him start from 5th place tomorrow. Everybody moves up one position with Lundgaard's penalty. So Rosenqvist will join O'Ward on the front row. It'll be Power and Malukas starting alongside each other again. But while it was the 3rd row at Laguna Seca, it'll be the 2nd row here in Portland.
So many good stories there in the top 6. And for Pato O'Ward, I mean, flying up here and looking at last year's race, you could barely find him in the broadcast. He was so far down, had no pace, didn't know why. And now he's right at the front year over year. Brilliant stuff.
Here's the results of qualifying, but not the grid. Lundgaard fastest, but he will start from 7th. O'Ward will start from the pole. There's Rosenqvist and Power, Malukas and Palou. That's how the Fast Six finished. Rossi, of course, 7th fastest, but starts 6th. Armstrong and Newgarden will start alongside each other. No, they won't, because Newgarden will be down as well with those 6th place penalties. It's confusing. I'm glad I don't have to work that one out.
Well, how about that one? McLaughlin and DeFrancesco on row 7. That'll give us something to watch tomorrow for sure. Those two have been going at it all season long, whether it's in practice or in some of the races.
So the results of qualifying, it'll be jumbled up a little bit with 3 drivers having 6-place penalties. Our thanks to you for joining us for qualifying today. Pato O'Ward will start from the pole in a race he has to win to take the championship on to the next round. Join us to see who will win in Portland.
Alex Palou's legendary season rolls on as he eyes an historic three-peat and looks to move one step closer to the single-season wins record in Portland. Sunday at 3 Eastern on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.